Top 10 Subbending in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Number 10. Spiritbending. Spirits, coming from the spirit world, are a vast range of paranormal and supernatural entities that often embody different aspects of life and nature. This technique involves using healing to change a spirit's negative energy into positive energy, restoring its internal balance in the process. It is performed by encircling a spirit in water and is completed when the spirit begins to glow bright yellow, at which point the spirit dissipates or assumes a pacified form. Although the technique has been used to extensively calm single spirits, it can also be used to calm several spirits simultaneously. In another variation of this technique, the conversion process can be used to promote imbalance by changing a spirit's positive energy into negative energy. The mechanics of the technique remains the same, although the spirit is covered by purple light instead of gold. It has also been claimed that this variation has the potential to destroy a human soul. Number 9. Cloudbending. Clouds are made up of water and air, which makes it easy for either of those benders to change the shape of clouds. You can use this technique to do a couple of different things. You can change the shape of the clouds, or just bend the clouds for any given reason. Which through cloudbending, one could create giant words or images in the sky that can be used to signal their allies or pass messages to those far away, or even change or manipulate the weather through using the clouds to either make rain or snow. Number 8. Crystalbending. Earthbending is not limited to rock or soil alone. An earthbender can also manipulate coals, chalk, salt, and even gems and crystals, allowing them to create armor, barriers, and even spiky projectiles to launch against their enemies. Crystalbending can also be used to control genomite, also known as creeping crystal, which is a mineral that grows at remarkably fast speeds when it comes in contact with organic matter. It is also the key ingredient in rock candy. Number 7. Sandbending. Sandbending is the specialized style of earthbending that involves bending loose sand instead of the solid earth. It is difficult for average earthbenders to get a hang of this subbending because, unlike regular earth, sand is loose and flowing, requiring a smoother and more relaxed technique, making the art more like water or airbending than regular earthbending. Even a prodigy earthbender like Toph had trouble using it because of its shifty nature. And similar to waterbending, sandbending is fluid in nature, with the added benefit of being able to disperse into the air and compress into solid form. These individual qualities are nasty abilities by themselves, but adding them together makes for a lethal combination. By spinning sand in a circular motion, sandbenders can create sandstorms and can send them in any direction, which is how they travel across the harsh deserts they call home. Number 6. Plantbending. Plantbending allows a waterbender to manipulate plant life. Plantbending enables members of the swamp to control and manipulate every form of plant life, from the highly water-saturated vines and roots found within the swamplands to seaweed from the ocean floor. By bending the ample amount of water within them, they are also able to rapidly compress and replace the plant mass of the flora they bend, as the cell tissues are more versatile than those of animals. During a full moon, plant benders can manipulate bigger plants such as large trees, and them as waterbenders can pull water from within the plants or use it as an extension of themselves to tangle up and suffocate their prey, or create forms around themselves to confuse and intimidate their enemies, which is why plant bending is an advanced skill that only few waterbenders can learn. Number 5. Metalbending. Metalbending is a specialized subskill of earthbending that allows an earthbender to ferrokinetically bend the natural and processed metal in a similar fashion to bending regular earth. Long regarded as an impossible feat, the ability was invented by Toph Beifong, since metal is merely earth that has been purified and refined. Metal bending is rooted in the ability to detect the tiny fragments of earth within metal, the manipulation of which molds the surrounding alloy, thus making the subskill possible. Metalbenders have adapted the discipline for use as a remote and contact-based ability. And metalbenders can bend all sorts of different types of metals like iron and steel to even liquid metal for a variety of different usages, with the only type they seemingly can't bend being platinum. And Kuvira, a prodigy metalbender, could even use the subbending to manipulate a giant robot which he used to trounce a city. Number 4, combustion bending. Combustion bending is a form of telekinetic firebending. It consists of the ability to channel chi through the forehead, often marked by an intricate third eye tattoo. It's superheating the surrounding air and producing a beam of explosive energy capable of immense damage in both short range and long range. Unlike conventional firebending, which produces a flame from the body, this technique instead creates a powerful beam that explodes upon contact with a solid surface. Combustion bending can instantaneously evaporate large bodies of water, shatter massive rock formations, and counter fire attacks. It is also possible for a combustion bender to curve their beams for more dynamic, advantageous shots. Despite its great destructive power, the weakness of combustion bending are equally apparent. It requires a clear and uninterrupted chi flow and a properly calibrated focus in order to be effective, as the ability will catastrophically malfunction if the chi flow is even slightly disrupted. A glancing blow, like from a pebble, will cause the charged attack to detonate the air around the user. Number 3, lava bending. Lava bending is a specialized subskill of earthbending that allows the user to manipulate molten earth. This rare ability allows the bender to phase change earth into lava, and vice versa, lava into earth, and otherwise manipulate existing lava with great dexterity. Since lava bending is seen to be a unique genetic trait only found in rare few earthbenders, it is potentially the most powerful and versatile earthbending ability that provides an earthbender with an array of both offensive and defensive possibilities during battle. Since only a small amount of earth is necessary to create a useful amount of lava to bend, it is also beneficial in environments with very little earth to manipulate. In addition, the use of lava bending to turn a portion of the earth into lava allows earthbenders to isolate themselves from their opponents and avoid battles at close range. The attacks at a lava bender's disposal range from small scale like lava shurikens to large attacks such as conjuring blasts of lava or entire streams of it, or waves straight out of the earth. Number 2, bloodbending. Bloodbending is a specialized subskill and a rare variant of waterbending that allows an extremely advanced waterbender to take hold of and manipulate fluids within an organism's body, allowing the bender to move the person's muscles and manipulate their bodies like a marionette. This technique is referred to as the highest level of waterbending, as well as the darkest, most powerful, and most feared of all bending techniques, and it is the only art known to endanger the user's mental state. The complexity and sophistications required to perform the art usually only allows for its use during a full moon, when a waterbender's power is at its absolute peak. While there exist those who can bloodbend without the need of a full moon, like Yakon's bloodline filled with insanely strong bloodbenders, who can also psychic bloodbend, which allows them to bloodbend telepathically without the need to move their arms. Bloodbending can even be used to sever the connection between a bender and their bending abilities by disrupting their chi paths, achieving the same effect as taking someone's bending with energy bending. And energy bending is the only known method capable of restoring a bender's connection. Number 1, energy bending. Energy bending takes the number 1 spot because it's basically the secret 5th element, the manipulation of one's life energy. Energy bending predates the 4 main bending arts, the formation of the 4 nations, even the creation of the avatar. Through energy bending, one can grant bending, which is how the lion turtles, who were the original energy benders, granted humans the ability to bend the elements in the first place, and what led to the creation of the avatar. Also, with energy bending, one can remove bending, permanently severing a person's ability to bend an element, also restoring it vice versa. Lastly, with energy bending, one can manipulate spirit energy, which one might think is the most least useful of the abilities, but in fact is the most useful in a world like Avatar, which, just like with benders, is filled to the brim with spirits. So being able to manipulate their energy leads to a variety of different usages. In fact, in some cases, one can even astral project, which will allow you to project an energy body of yourself, which you can control psychically and have it interact with the world physically. Also, depending on the amount of energy used to create this astral projection, can shoot out beams of energy that can destroy and level cities. Energy bending started the Avatar world. It's what allowed benders to bend the 4 elements. That is why it's number 1.